What's up, guys? So we're back again, vibe coding another day, and I have some actually amazing news. I just need to switch my headphones to transparent. There we go. Okay. Wait, why is it doing that? Adaptive noise canceling. My headphones. I'm using these AirPods right now. Okay, so here's the thing. I actually have a new project going because I was just working on this. Because I needed that music, I needed that intro song, and I thought, hey, what the heck? I need like some kind of application that can run my music because obviously I don't want to be playing music that's copyrighted. So I was trying to figure out how to create my own music player with files on my computer, essentially. And so I'm working on this right here. I'm working on this little music player that's playing the intro music. That was what was just playing the intro. This song right now. And so this intro music, you know what I mean? It's being played from my speaker. This music's being played from my app that I just vibe coded. And so what I need to do is I need to change the volume. I need to add a volume button or volume slider because right now it's blasting in my ears. And I have to turn it down for this speaker. Okay, so let's add a volume let's add a volume slider to this thing really quickly. I'm using Fable 5 right now to do this, so I'm gonna go in here and prompt it really quickly. I would like to add a volume slider underneath the play button for whatever sound is playing. Also, can you display the point in the song that it's currently at and be able to add a slider to change the point in the audio file? Thank you. I don't know why I always say thank you at the end of my prompts. One of these days is just gonna add a thank you button into the screen. All right, let's let that vibe. Let's let that code. Okay, let's go back to our music, I guess. It shouldn't take too long for this to update. It should only take like maybe a few minutes to add a slider, something really simple. So okay, so app just crashed. Why? Probably because it is currently being updated, and I bet you the Claude code is trying to run a new build on it. Let's see. Is rebuilt in both controls. Yeah, so it's being rebuilt. So let's open it up. I don't know why I have that in my thumbnail. And let's see. Wait, where is it being loaded again? In my vibing audio player file. Oh my gosh, it reset the files that are in there? What the heck? 1 second. Let me fix this. I need to go into my file system really quickly. OBS, synth, music, highlight all. Let's see if I can just drag the whole folder in there. I just want to drag this whole folder in here and see if it can just, yeah, there we go. Okay, so I created this audio player, and all you have to do is drop in the like music you want to play into it, like the actual files, and then what it does is it then can just simply like play them on loop or repeat or stuff like that. And I am just vibe coding this player because I want to have a music player, my own custom built music player for live streaming my music. The reason being is because I want to be able to play my music offline. So because when I'm streaming, I have to use my bandwidth for my internet to stream the stream and run code and run localhost, run all the stuff I want to do. And so I don't want my music to be streaming while I'm being downloaded while I'm streaming, but also like nonetheless I just want to be able to play like sounds and music that's just not like gonna give me a copyright strike basically also. So let's just try changing the volume, because I want to see if when I change the volume, if it actually changes the volume for you guys listening on your end too. So let's figure this out. Let's just go into, I just added these sliders. I don't necessarily like how they're being laid out right now, but let's just try it out and see if it works. Okay, so it is working. It's working. It is working. Is my microphone too loud? I feel like it's peaking. Okay, it's working. And I noticed that my microphone might be peaking, so let me turn down the gain a little bit on that. Give me 1 second as I mess with my audio settings on my computer. I'm just figuring out why my microphone's peaking a little bit. Let's turn the gain down. Maybe that'll help a little bit. not let it peak. Okay, let's see if that's better. Lock that, close it. Can you guys hear me okay? Is the music too loud? Okay. Loop all is on, and let's see if I hide the player, if that does anything. Okay, it doesn't actually mute it, so that's good. Okay, so with this music player that I'm vibe coding right now, the one thing I notice is that it is just the volume, it like doesn't change much. I feel like at the first half, but the second half it changes a lot, and I think I want to be able to refine the volume slider better. And also, I don't love the UI and how it's showing. I don't love how this current player is it's just showing these sliders. And also, I don't like the fact that when I quit out of the application, it lost all the files that were saved in here and it didn't keep the list. So I need to tell it to keep the list of songs after it closes the application. So let's try that. Listen to this song though real quick. No, we're gonna listen to that in a second. It's a dope song. I found it online. Okay, can you make sure that the list of songs save when I quit and reopen the application? There needs to be some kind of a local database that knows how to pull up the songs that were previously already loaded into the app. And can you make sure you save the order that they are currently listed in of when they were dragged into the app? Okay, let's just do that first, because I don't want to make it too complicated, because I have another thing already that I want to tell it to work on. But let me go into my song that I was just playing, because it's actually cool. Check it out. Dang, it quits the application when it's building, because I'm vibe coding that music player right now. And so every time it goes to build the application, it quits the music player. It's so funny. I'm literally using it. I mean, I'm vibe coding that music player, if you don't know. And currently it's called Pod Player, but I want to call it like vibe player or something like that. You know what I mean? I don't know, something about vibe coding. So it looked like it just finished the build. So let's reopen the actual thing that we were building. So it's called Pod Player, and it okay, so what was previously happening was the app was okay. By the way, I'm gonna give this to viewers to download when I'm finished coding it. I'm gonna create like a download link so you guys can download it. But anyways, here's the thing: the player it loses the files that I add. Like every time I add files, and then it comes back and it shows that I don't have any more files. So really, I gotta figure out how to I gotta add those files in there. And let me just pull up the actual music files I have downloaded right now on my computer real quick. Okay, so let's check this out. Here's the player, here's the files I have. Let me just start dragging these in. I wanted to drag them in the order that I was listening to them, but I just dragged them in the order I wanted, and now they're all in different orders, so whatever, I'm just gonna do this. Just drag them all in there. Doesn't matter for now. But it's gonna remember them, and there's no way to delete them currently off of the list, so that's a feature we have to add. But I want to see if I quit this application now, if it's going to load them when I reopen them into the actual app. So let's see if that worked. And yes, there you go, it worked. So now every time I open the app, the things will be there. I don't love this slider, volume slider, but we were listening to this song called Behind Your Dreams before it closed, and I want to do one update again. So let's do I want to be like more space in between the slider, and I want it to show the name of the file that it's currently playing. Let's see. Oh, it already shows the name of the file. It's currently playing under there. I want the volume slider to be at the bottom and not up here. Can you move the volume slider at the bottom of the window instead of where it's currently located? And also, there should be a way to delete a file from the list, but don't actually delete the file itself. Just remove it from the list in the database, the local database. Can you just make a small little X icon to the very right of the list item? All right, let's listen to that song again before it crashes. Yo, good morning. I'm glad you guys came back. I'm super excited that you're having a great day. Let's see. Bro, I'm gonna sleep now. LOL, it's super late. Spent 60% of my session to write the prompt to give Claude code. I have the pro plan. It's Starlo. What's up? Sweet. Was just having Fable clone Orca dashboard via GitHub. Nice, dude. Sam, I think were you here yesterday? I feel like both of the two people at the first count were here yesterday. I'm not sure if I saw Sam you yesterday, but welcome to the stream. Right now I'm currently coding a music player app for Vibe Coding because I want to have a way to play music that's not copyrighted. And currently the application just crashed. Well, not crashed, it just closed because it had a rebuild. And this is the app that I'm currently vibe coding to play the music that I was currently playing. And I added the volume slider to the bottom instead of the top, which is way better, honestly. And there's a little X button to remove the music from the list. So let's get a vibe going right now. So this is the song I picked out for today because I thought it was dope. Let me turn the volume down. Can you guys hear me? I need to fix this volume slider because you see how low I have to slide it in order to get it to like low enough to the point where you can hear my voice. How about when you start talking, the volume goes down so we can hear you and you don't have to manually slide it. Genius! Genius! That is so smart. Okay, okay. So it has to be able to connect to my microphone and it has to be able to tell where my microphone volume is currently at. I have a new microphone today, by the way. It connected my Shure SMB microphone, so the audio should be better today than it was yesterday. It's ducking, so that means my volume is too high on my microphone. Here's my mic settings. You tell me I should turn my gain down a little bit. Let it go to the threshold you'd like, or you can set the threshold in the settings too. Yeah, and once my microphone hits a certain volume level, it should kind of mute it should lower the audio a certain level for like for like at least 20 seconds because there needs to be a buffer. That's totally doable. That's totally doable. I'm so hyped about this music playing app, and then I think I'm gonna offer it once I like perfect this music player. I'm going to like give it to be able to download for other people too. Okay, so apparently my microphone is peaking out, and is the music too loud right now? It's at minus 30 dB, and I feel like I hope that's a safe level. Let me ask Claude to update something really quickly. I feel like my microphone gain. Let's add some compressor. There we go. Medium compression on my microphone. Can you guys see what I'm doing? Okay, that should be good for now. If my microphone is too quiet, too loud, or if it peaks, just leave a comment in the comment section, please. Thank you very much. Okay, so let's I feel like this volume slider is like super amplifying on the top end, and or like super it like changes a lot on the low end, but it doesn't change a lot on the high end. Like, watch. I don't know. How do you guys feel about that? I feel like I want to change this slider to be like more sensitive on the low end for some reason. Okay, so let me go into this because it's Starlo came up with the genius idea of having this thing connect to my microphone and be able to tell if I'm speaking, and then lower the volume of the music whenever I start speaking, which is genius, by the way. I also just added this X button so I can X out list items, which I just want to test out really quickly. That's nice. Okay, everything's working. Awesome. I currently have it so that you can loop all the songs in the list, or you can play one on loop, or you can play the whole list, play through once and then stop, or stop after this one's currently playing. The only thing is these buttons kind of aren't that self-explanatory. I feel like I understand it, but the way it says it could be confusing because it says loop all, which makes sense. Loop one, which makes sense. Play once doesn't make sense because it should be play all once. Play all once, that's what it should say. And this should say stop after this song. Okay, so let's do that. Auto ducking compressor. Most streaming software like OBS and Streamlabs natively support this through compressor filter. Yeah, but we're building a vibe coding music player, and so we're gonna make this thing awesome. And I could add like more features and different features to it, so it's gonna be super dope. Because the reason why I need my own audio player is because I don't want to be using like data to like play music while I'm trying to live stream. And also, the music I play has to be copyright free and stuff like that, because, you know, copyright claims, stuff like that. So like, these are local files, so it's all about being able to play local files with a vibe, and so you don't have to mess with it so much. So let's fix these buttons real quick, because I think that's the most obvious thing to fix right now. So let me give that prompt really quickly and turn the music down just a little bit more. You see how touchy this volume slider is on? It's like, I don't know, something about it. Okay, let's do this right now. At the very top of the screen, there's two buttons: the play button and then the loop all, loop one, play once, and stop after. I'd like the play once to say play all once, and then I'd like the stop after to say stop after this song. Okay, let's let that run. By the way, once it starts building, it sometimes turns off the music, or not sometimes, it always turns off the music, because once it starts building, it basically the app closes. Okay, not gonna lie, we need a better song. I love this one. It's probably gonna crash soon though, so let's it's probably gonna close out in a minute. Wait, no, it didn't. Wait a second. Why didn't it close out? It says it's done. The loop button is done. Play all once, play all once for such. Wait a second. It couldn't have. It didn't build it though. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it works. Stop after this song. Okay, so let's add our other music back in here, because I feel like I deleted a lot of the songs that I had listed in there. And here's the issue that I think that's going on is we have here's our list of songs I currently have. But when I drop them in, what I want to see is it going to duplicate the ones I already have? Yes, see, it did duplicate the ones I already have. So that means we really need to wait, that's not what I want to do. What we want to do is not have any duplicates if it's already in the list. If a song has already been added to the local database, then can you not add it twice? Shouldn't be duplicates of the same file location. Okay, that needs to be updated 100% because no point in having multiple files in the database, you know what I'm saying? I'm really excited for to do its Lowe's idea. So let's okay, let's X out some of these songs and see. Let's just do one right now, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna add that exact file in and see if it doesn't allow it in there. And it's done. Should be done already. So let's go into. I don't know why it's not. It was crashing earlier, but for some reason it's not crashing. Okay, open up. And by crashing, I just mean quitting when it tries to rebuild the actual app. Also, I want to change the name of the app. Pod Player is not necessarily the name that I want to have this be called. I want it to be called something different. But I want it to be called Vibe Player or something. I don't know. For vibe coding. Okay, so it didn't give me a message or anything. It just doesn't allow it, basically, which is fine. That's fine too. Not a big issue. So I'm gonna add all the songs in there, and let's fix something else really quickly, because I already know that I want to change. What do I want to change? The volume slider. Can you update the volume slider to be more sensitive on the low end? Anything below 50% volume, I want it to be more sensitive. So basically I should reach 50% when I reach 70% on the slider. When I reach 75% on the slider, I should reach 50% on the volume, and then hence making the low end more sensitive. Okay, that's what I want to do, because I noticed that like for playing music like at a lower level, just if I want to mess with the slider myself, because one of the next things we're gonna do is have the microphone be detected into the audio player, and then whenever I speak, it automatically lowers the volume of the song. So we're gonna do that today. All right, so how is Claude doing this session? We don't want to talk about that right now. Okay, let's see. Slider at 25% is about 3.5 volume. Slider at 50% is about 19% volume. Slider at 75% is 50% volume. Okay. Boom. That's sweet. Let's reopen the app. Why is my file system keep on making me relocate everything? Do I keep Xing that out or? All right, let's go to what song was it that I was playing that I like? Wait, let me oh, I do keep Xing out. See, I just exit out again. Okay, all right. Let's play this song. Where is it? Okay, don't mess with your. Wait, let me turn this down. Don't mess with your volume on your phones or your whatever you're playing this video on. I'm gonna mess with the audio of this song so I can test out this volume thing that I just updated. I'm curious, at what volume can you not hear my voice? Right now, we're at minus 42 dB. Right now, we're at minus 24 dB. Right now, we're at 18 dB. dB. Minus 6 dB. Okay, so I'm just curious, at what volume is it like hard to hear when I'm speaking? Okay, let's work on this project because I know I have it on loop all for now, and I want this file to be called. Oh, you know what? Before we start doing the microphone thing, let me change the actual name of this thing because Pod Player is boring and we need like Vibe Player, at least Vibe Player for now. But maybe someone will come up with a better idea for this music player for vibe coding. We'll have chat come up with the idea. Let's see. New chat. Can you come up with like 10 ideas about a music player app that is for vibe coding? Like I'm trying to think of creative names for a music player for vibe coding. If anybody in chat thinks of anything at all, then let me know what you think of. Pod Player is just not it. Pod Player is just not it. Okay, let's go into. Let's look at some of these ideas. Compile file syntax, algorithm. Ooh, algorithm. That's dope. Wait a second. That's genius. Algorithm. Oh, next song. Loop state, no. Vibe script, no. Terminal FM. Okay, that's not bad. Terminal FM. Thread, wave, pulse code, vibe log. No, bpm.json, that's lame. Okay. Algorithm. We're creating the algorithm app for vibe coding. Algorithm. I feel like it needs to maybe have a space. Like, should we do it like this? Algorithm? Or should we do algorithm? Because it almost looks like algorithm. Because how do you spell algorithm again? Algorithm. Is that actually how you spell algorithm? Oh, it's a band. Wow, that's cool. What am I like? I don't know what that is. Okay. Let me go to chat real quick. Okay, let's see. Okay, so we're vibe coding a vibe player, music player, for local files on your computer. And so this app is specifically what I wanted to create for today, because I need this app for playing music while I'm live streaming. That's what we're creating right now for anyone who's wondering what we are making. And I think Barton, you asked that question in the chat. And also, right now, I'm just trying to look up how you spell algorithm, because all of a sudden I feel like this is how you spell it, but it's not. Algorithm. I'm like literally spelling like an idiot right now, so don't mind me. Just don't mind me. Cancel that. Undo. What the heck am I doing? Okay, let me get back to what we're doing now. This app is gonna be called Algorithm. With a capital R though, with a capital R. Because it's gonna be like this. Algorithm. Like that. Okay? That's what we're doing. Can you change the name of this app to this? Am I stupid? Because I didn't know how to spell algorithm, or what? Algorithm. Oh, it's just with an I. And this has RHY. So the difference is this. Oh my god, this is such a good idea. The Algorithm app. This is the best music player for vibe coding ever created. And it's just the beginning. Whoever is in this stream right now is watching the very best music player app for vibe coding ever created happening right now in front of your eyes. Today's day one of coding it. And thanks to Starlo will definitely be getting this app on his computer because he has helped us greatly. How do you get songs into it? So currently everything is going to be like, I'm building this app for what I wanted, and what I wanted is a way to play copyright free music that I downloaded onto my computer, or any, like for instance, if I find like a copyright free YouTube music song on, or a song on YouTube, or like on just anywhere I find it, I just download it onto my computer and then I just throw it into here so I can play it on stream. So I don't have to load it into a browser, like play a video on YouTube to play music or something like that. So this is going to be like my like playlist for my music while I'm vibe coding, and I want to just be able to organize my local music files into this thing. I think that's the idea for right now. Obviously, as we build it out, we can make it more complex and do different things, but ultimately I want it to be like something that's specific for vibe coding. So like for instance, anyone who's new, who just came in, It's Starlo in the chat came up with a great idea. If you scroll up, you'll see he said that when I speak in the microphone, it should lower the volume of the music so that everyone can hear me while I'm talking, and then after I'm done talking and I go quiet, the volume should come up. And I think something like that is a genius music player integration, because obviously things like Spotify, things like YouTube don't have that. And I feel like honestly that's probably going to be one of the best use cases of this player. It looks like it's done vibe coding, so it should be updated. We're gonna have to stop this music so I can quit out of it real quick, and then let's reopen it. And this time I don't want to have to click through this thing, so I'm not gonna exit out of my. There we go. Algorithm. This is the app we're building today. Algorithm. Vibe coding music player. And don't quit out of this, because every time I quit out of that and then I can't get back to it easily. Okay, so we can start up our music again. Allow everyone like access your documents. Allow. I needed to remember the volume setting that it was previously on. Well, I mean, I guess I don't if I just do it slow. I was talking about, but it's kind of annoying when it goes to full volume every time, like currently. Okay. I'm assuming at that volume, everybody can hear me, or you guys can hear me still. All right, so here's what we want to do. Let's just get into this volume thing, because this volume thing seems to be like the biggest issue. I want to be able to rename the actual files with a different name if I want to, because right now it's just showing the file name. I want to do that too, but I really care about this volume thing. So we need a way to make sure it's accessing my microphone. So let's just do that real quickly. I need an input field under the volume slider that will allow me to select a microphone on my system. And then I would like there to be a display underneath the selection that shows me the current input volume of that microphone. Okay. Okay. Because what I want to do is I want to be able to, you know, just check to see if it's recognizing the correct volume of the microphone, and then I want to make sure that it's working properly. So I need to see the input volume on this actual slider, or on this actual screen. Okay, so alright, that should be good. You know what I just thought about, actually? It's Starlow, I just thought about the fact that maybe for this slider, it should save the current point that I have it set at, and then when I talk, it goes it lowers 50% from where it's currently at, and then it raises back up to where it's currently at on the slider, but not like, because I don't want it to be like at 100% and then when I speak go down to like 0, right? So it has to know where to lower the volume from and how much to lower it by. So that could probably be a setting also, like what's the current volume of the music that you want it to be playing at when you're not speaking, and what's the volume you want it to play at when you start speaking. So there could be like 2 volume settings for when you're speaking, when you're not speaking. If anyone just got into this live stream, we're coding that right there. Did you just see the music player shut off? We're coding a music player for vibe coding right now, and it just quit because it's rebuilding the application. That's why the music just stopped. And the app that we're creating is called Algorithm. Spelt rhythm like music rhythm and not rhythm like the way it's spelt. Genius. Okay, so, and by the way, AI came up with that name, by the way. I didn't even come up with it. That's how amazing AI is in this world we're living in. It's absolutely unstoppable. It's the coolest thing that's ever been created, honestly. Okay, so here we go. It has my Shure SMB microphone already selected. I'm wondering if it's connected to the built-in thing, because that's the one I have selected and built in. It's working. Funny, I vibe coded this yesterday for Windows. Detect when microphone is active, mute equal mute. Microphone deactivates, volume goes back to where it was. Nice. Motion Harvest, I'm glad you checked out the stream today and came in here. I love seeing new people come into chat, so I appreciate the comments for sure. I don't know why it's you see, it doesn't save my volume. You see how it doesn't save my volume level? We're gonna fix that right now. We're fixing that right now. Okay. Every time I quit out of the app and reopen it, it changes the volume to be set to 100%. I'd like you to remember the level at which I set the volume in the local database. It just, the volume just gets the volume, it's just okay, so now it's showing my microphone and when I speak. Do you see that? The green line at the bottom of the app right there. So what I want to do is I want to detect when the volume goes up by a certain amount, I guess, and then kind of have a delay where it lowers the volume for a certain delayed amount of period of time, and I want it to like keep delaying. If the volume is at a certain point, it just should keep resetting a delay basically until it goes down, and then it should lower the volume. It should increase the volume up higher. You see what I mean? And the music just quit again because it had to rebuild. And it keeps asking me to access my microphone and access my local file system. It did remember the volume setting. It's already at the volume that I set somehow. I don't know how it would have remembered that. It keeps asking these notifications, so let's try to figure that out. Every time I reopen the app, it asks me to allow access to the microphone and to documents folder that it needs access to for the files. Can you remember that it has been allowed. I'm not sure if you can use the local storage system to remember this, but I'd like it to remember that I have already allowed access to my microphone and the file system. One second. Okay, there we go. Let's try that. So I'm really excited for this. I'm really excited for this music player. Also, it should remember what song was currently playing when you quit and open. Like, it should remember the song that's playing, because every time it defaults to the top song, and it's like, I don't want to play the top song every time I close and reopen. But whatever song I decide to play right now is just gonna stop because it's gonna rebuild in a second. So let's think about what we want to do here. Okay, so when the microphone peaks, the difference between my speaking and the thing, you see how the difference is? Like, there needs to be some kind of tracking of what the current volume is at. Like, because even some microphones have, like, there could be background sounds in people's microphones. Like, obviously I'm using a Shure SMB microphone, but that's a pretty decent microphone, so it goes kind of quiet. But in some people's houses, they have a lot of music, or they have a lot of background sound, or their microphones aren't the greatest, so there's a lot of hissing noises. So sometimes there's a lot of static. Like, if I were to switch my microphone input on this, like, for instance, let's just use this. It's pretty good, actually. Let's try this. All these are pretty good, but I guess I just don't have that much sound going on right now. So this is thinking. All right. Are we done with this? No. It's finished. So let's quit out of it. For some reason, it didn't have to rebuild it, but let's quit out of it anyway. To make sure that it's working properly now. Wait a second. Oh, so let's see if it asks for notifications. Nope, we're good. It didn't ask for microphone access. It didn't ask for file access because it already has it. Okay, perfect. That worked. So now let's do the main thing that we want to do, which is we want to lower the sound volume and raise it based on my microphone. But we're going to have two sliders. Okay, so let's try to one-shot this. I think I'm just going to try to one-shot this. I'd like to raise the volume by... No, wait. I need to actually, like, get this correct when I say it, because you don't want to be, like, fumbling what you say in prompts, or else it's just gonna get confused. I need two volume sliders, so let's do that. I need to add another volume slider underneath the current volume slider, and I'd like to label the top volume slider silent, and I'd like to label the bottom volume slider speaking. Whenever the volume, input volume, when I'm speaking on the microphone that's connected, raises by 30%, I want to use the volume that's at the speaking volume level, and then when the volume retreats back to the original volume that was before the 30% increase, I want to lower the volume or change the volume to the one that is silent, the silent volume indicator. There should be a delay that lasts 5 seconds to allow the volume to shift slowly instead of rapidly. The delay is to allow the person to take a break while talking, without increasing the volume in between them speaking. Can you add a delay slider that allows the amount of seconds to be adjusted for this delay? So once the volume is increased by 30%, then the slider of the delay should be whatever the user selects. Also, can you add another slider under the delay for the percentage increase in the volume when speaking? So I mentioned a 30% increase in input gain on the microphone, and I want that 30% to be adjusted. So if there's a 10% increase in the microphone volume, then I should be able to trigger a delay then. And if there's a 50% increase in the microphone volume, then I should be able to trigger the delay at that point. So I need a delay time adjuster and a volume input trigger for the percent increase from the baseline. Okay, that I feel like that's what we're about to see. Just one setting that's a percent reducer. I feel like, okay, just one setting that's a percent reducer. Well, ideally, the thing is like I want it to work that way, right? I'm just vibe coding the most user, the ability for the user to change the most amount of settings that they want for the given microphone that they currently are using. Ideally, the best case scenario would be to just have one slider that you just choose how much you want the volume to be reduced by every time you speak. I think detecting when you're speaking versus when you're not speaking is like the difficulty. I think that's what I'm trying to say. But we'll see. We'll see if we can do it. We'll try that. We'll try that out next. I feel like for some reason this isn't gonna work properly. maybe it will, but we'll see. I just need to give me all the settings so that I can see it doing the automations once I set up the automations to do it on its own, you know? Because ideally I want it to adjust these sliders on their own just by listening to the microphone. If the software could do that, then I'll remove the sliders visually so that they can't be seen. But I don't know. I feel like some people like to mess with their own settings just to make it perfect for themselves, you know. I keep forgetting that the app closes when it tries to rebuild it. And it's not even finished. Like, if you notice, it's not even finished working. It's still working right now. But it's just, like, in the middle of working, so it just finished right now. So now I can reopen it. Every time I open this... Oh! Why is it asking that? I thought I... maybe because it had to do a bunch of new... It had to... Okay, it's just because it had to do a bunch of different stuff. That's why. Okay, so... Let's see how this plan works out. Oh my gosh. So speaking volume, silent volume. I kind of want these to be flipped. I want speaking to be on top actually, and I want silent to be on the bottom. Delay 5 seconds, trigger 30%. That's just what I said. That's like the default setting, I guess. So let's try it. Let's play a song and let's see what it does. Okay, now I'm speaking and the volume should go down, but it's not. The volume should go down when I'm speaking. Nope. Okay, the volume is not going down when I'm speaking, but it looks like the speaking slider is controlling the volume. So let's do this real quickly. The speaking volume slider should be on top and the silent volume slider should be on the bottom. When I'm speaking, the volume of the music should equal the speaking volume that's set. And when I'm silent, the volume should equal the silent volume slider. use the wait a second. Delay trigger. Okay. Use the trigger percentage to understand when the person is speaking in the microphone as a percentage increase from the baseline, and use the delay for how long the volume should stay at that volume before it's adjusted. Okay. Right now, wait, did you see that? It's like working kind of. But it adjusts the volume like instantly. It needs to adjust the volume. Did you see how it just did that? It's working, but it needs to adjust the volume gradually. Like it should be a fading volume, that the volume should adjust in like a way that it fades. I'm just giving myself all the controls in the music player currently. But on the finished version of this, I'm not gonna have all these controls because I think there's just gonna be one volume slider that you can watch it go down and up when you're speaking, and then there'll be a way to just put in what percentage to lower the volume by, essentially. So I think I'm gonna do that next, actually, because I think having two volume sliders is kind of confusing. It's confusing, honestly. I'd rather have like a drop down. You know what I mean? Like decrease volume by, and then you click a button, and it gives you like 10%, minus 10%, minus 20%, minus, you know what I mean, something like that. And then one volume. That's gonna be perfect. That's gonna be perfect. Yeah, it's being buggy. It's kind of being a little buggy right now with the way it's working. It's rebuilding the app right now, so it's probably almost done with this. Yep. There you go. It's done. So let's run it. My computer's overheating or something. I don't know what the deal is. It's probably because of this audio thing. I don't know. All right, so speaking's on top, silence on bottom. I don't love how it's set up. I think I'm gonna already change it right now. I like what I just said a second ago. I'd like there to be one volume slider and just label it volume. Like replace the speaking volume slider with volume and remove the silent volume slider. And then add below the volume decrease volume by, which should have a drop down that you can select what percentage you want to drop the volume by, be it 10%, 20%, 30%, 40%, 50%, going all the way up to 100%. Just 10% increments. And you can have it list 0% as well. Okay, so because when I play this music right now in this music player that we're coding, it it currently just isn't triggering the, it's not triggering 30% in the delay properly, so it was let's see what happens. So I don't know, you see that? It just cut the music out when I wasn't speaking. Hello. Hello. Testing. Lower the volume when I speak. It doesn't actually lower the volume when I speak. So, what's up, Andrew? Thanks for coming back into the stream. I'm glad you're here again. I appreciate it. We're building a vibe coding music player app called Algorithm, where it detects when I'm speaking and then lowers the volume of the music. Currently, we're running into it not working, but we're switching the volume to be one volume slider instead of two, and then having a drop down, which I think will work better, and we're about to see that right now. So let's check this out. And it keeps asking me for access to my microphone. So here we go. This is much better. This is much better already. The volume is over here, and now decreased by is 0 to 100%. So let's and this trigger is telling me how much to trigger the volume decrease by. But my microphone, did you see that? When I adjust the slider, it, like, watch this. When I adjust the slider, it like catches the microphone input gain and makes it frozen. Okay, so let's set it to 30% and then delay 5%. Let's test this out to see if it works. Let's play the music again. Where is you? Okay, now we're not even hearing music. Oh, there we go. Okay. Hold up. Okay, I'm gonna do some tests real quick. Hello. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Okay, so it's just decreasing the volume by whatever I set it to. Did you see that? I'm sure you guys saw that. It's so when I set it to 0%, it just doesn't decrease it, and when I set it to whatever this is, it just decreases it by that amount, but not using my actual input gain. So I gotta fix this up right now. That's not correct. So let's go to our thing here. I gotta make sure I get this accurately set. The volume slider is not adjusting the volume when I slide it. It only adjusts the volume when I let go of the slider. When I change the decrease by percentage, it shouldn't change the volume. It currently changes the volume right away. That decrease by volume should only and ever change when the microphone that's selected is indicating that someone is speaking. Okay, I'm not sure if it's going to use the delay and the trigger in a proper way, because I didn't mention that in the prompt, which honestly just, I feel like at this point, if it doesn't get this properly, I may have to just scrap the delay in the trigger and retry to explain it to Claude, and maybe remove the context window, something like that, because currently the volume works, but it doesn't change when I'm moving it. It only changes when I let it go. Before, it was changing when I moved it, actually. So we gotta fix that. We gotta fix that for sure. Oh, sorry, I was literally just showing the app and my screen's not even showing right now. Just rebuilding the music app. Rebuilding the music app right now. Allow. Okay. Let's see if the actual volume is fixed with this. It's still asking for notifications. Okay, so that's working. The slider is working because it's raising and lowering volume. Now I'm gonna change this to 50% and see what happens. It just lowers it. It just lowers it. I'm not even speaking, it just lowers it. Yeah, that's not what we wanted to do though. Range slider could work for volumes, handles for lowest and highest volumes with an indicator for current volume. Stays at highest volume for default, then draggable threshold bar on gain to trigger. Draggable threshold bar on gain. Oh! I like that idea. Stays at the highest volume by default. Handles lowest and highest volumes with an indicator of current volume. Lowest and highest volumes with an indicator of current volume. Stays at the highest volume by default. Then draggable threshold. Yeah, I think draggable threshold. Yeah. Okay. So the trigger is the draggable threshold currently, technically speaking. Just doesn't seem to be working. Hello. Okay, so let's try to give it a prompt. let's remove the delay for now. I think the delay is complicating things for the AI. So let's just remove the delay completely, honestly, for just for now. We'll add it back later. Can you remove the delay slider and the features of the delay slider within the app? Thank you. I don't know why I always say thank you. I always say thank you at the end of this. Do you think? I always feel like it's gonna add a button in the app that says thank you. Let's just do that. Let's do that first, just to clear out some of the options that are going on, because it's okay if it's not working exactly the way we want it to work right now. We just wanted to at least get this draggable threshold gain trigger thing working properly, even if it's an instantaneous thing and there's not like a buffer period, because you want like a buffer when I speak and I might take a pause for a second like I just did, and I don't want the music to come back in just because I paused for like a second, you know what I'm saying? But since that was just such a simple change, it's already starting to rebuild the music app right now. So let's reopen it and see what we got going on here. And I thought I had updated the notifications. I did, but it just went away. So this looks much simpler already. Like having 2 sliders and a decrease volume by button is already looking, it just looks better. I also want the trigger to be below the I want it to be below the volume. I don't want it to be up here, but anyways, it's currently set to 60%. Let's give it another prompt, because really, like, I need another prompt right now. Wait, what am I gonna say? The volume. When the microphone volume. Wait, what's it called? Wait, what's it called when somebody is the volume of a microphone input? You know what I'm saying? What's the microphone volume called? Not the gain, not the microphone gain, but like the input that's currently coming through the microphone. Like, what would you say that is? Set the input volume? You know, I'm just like the name of this green bar right here, you know what I mean? The technical input level, signal level. I think signal level is the best way to say it. Okay, so the signal level. When the signal level of the microphone that is currently selected goes over the trigger percentage. Wait a second. What do microphones use to determine the input level? What values does the microphone use in the signal level or the input level? Like, is it how do they determine what the level is? What values come back to the computer? Because right now I have it set to a percentage slider, and I don't actually think that makes sense to the computer. So let's figure out what negative decibels. The absolute ceiling. This represents the maximum integer you can handle. before clipping. So 0 is like the farthest to the right, like the most volume, and then negative decibels, everything below the maximum, because it's an algorithmic scale, means the signal amplitude has been slashed exactly in half. Okay, so how do I tell if a microphone is silent and it's not having any signal level or input volume? Like how do I tell it's quiet? What would be the dB level? See, this is interesting, you know, because you got to figure out how microphones work to get this thing to work. Yo, Soltis, what's up, dude? We're building a app called Algorithm, which is a vibe coding music player that adjusts the volume of the music that's currently playing while you speak. But we're running into an issue where when I speak, let's test it out right now. So the volume slider is working again, which it broke for a second. And when I speak, nothing really happens. The trigger threshold, nothing happens. When I change decrease by, or wait, I have decrease by set to 0, so of course nothing happens. But when I start speaking, does the threshold go down? Hello, 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 hello. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, wait a second, it's working. Wait, it's working. Whoa! Wait. It just did it. It's doing it. Oh my gosh. I needed to fade in and out though. Like when I'm speaking, you see it goes quiet by 80%. Hello, now I'm speaking, so the volume should go down. Hello, volume should go down when I'm speaking, and now it should go back up. It's freaking working. It's working, everybody. Holy crap. You see how quickly it lowers and goes back up? I feel like there needs to be a grace period. I also feel like it should fade in and out. It goes really, really fast. For the delay, when you're not talking, the green bar back to 0, I'll call that decay. Decay could go have a slider that changes how long it takes to go back to 0. At 0, it mutes. I appreciate you, Motion Harvest, for all the help that you've been providing in the chat. It's like super awesome. I'm gonna be providing this vibe coding music player for people to download. So when you stop talking, it should wait some second before going back up. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. There needs to be a grace period, like a delay, decay. We're gonna figure it out. We just got it working a second ago, so I actually removed that feature a second ago because it wasn't working properly, and then I'm gonna add it back once it's working properly. But it is working properly, so. Okay, I'm gonna pause the music for a second. I'm gonna quit out of this app, and yo, Unifold, what are you baking? Just scroll back literally like 5 minutes and you'll see exactly what's happening, because it's oh, okay, ready. So I okay, I need to open this app up again because I just updated decrease by and trigger, and I just want to see this working again. Hello, this is a test to see if the volume goes down by 90% when I'm speaking. Okay, this is working now. I can't even remember what I just gave it the prompt to do. Okay. Take care. Catch you later. Yo, peace out. Thank you so much for coming to this stream. I'll see you later. I'm gonna fix this delay real quickly, guys, because I need it to be more graceful and fade in and out. So let's do that update right now. When I speak, the volume decreases, but it decreases instantly, and I need it to fade and then slowly fade back when I speak and start speaking again. It should be a fairly quick fade, only lasting a second, if not half a second. I actually want to just say half a second, quite frankly, because let's just say half a second. When I speak, I want the volume to be decreased with a fade. Currently, it decreases instantaneously. It should fade with like a half a second. Should be a fairly quick fade. It should also fade back in when the volume increases. Let's test it out, see if that's what's happening. Hello, this is a test to see if the microphone and the music goes down and then it comes back up and everything's working. And then I want to add like a delay so that it delays, it let me take longer pauses, because currently, like, if I pause, it only gives me like a half a second to stop talking. It'll increase the music so fast. You know what I mean? Like it lowers the sound by a lot too. I just want the sound to go down by a little bit. When you stop talking, it should fade in slower, because otherwise it's going to be annoying if it becomes loud and then goes down and then directing. What stack are you using? Backend, front end, framework? Have it wait 2-3 seconds for fading. Yeah. Don't worry. This is what we're doing, everybody. I got a little animation. Do you see that little animation I added today? It does like a little... It's kind of cool. Little audio animation too. Okay, I think it built it and it ran it, so we can open that music app up again, test it out. Okay, let's see if it works. Hello, this is a test to see if the volume increases slowly with a fade and back in with a fade. Yeah, it is fading in and out. It's a little fade. I mean, we could make a slider to change the fade. Like, I think it's fine though. But I wonder, is it quiet enough while I'm talking to hear me speak? Is it too loud when the music's playing or no? Like, I'm wondering if my settings are actually good. Like, if you can actually hear me talking. Okay, so I have the music set a little bit quieter because I don't want it to be so loud, and my microphone volume is not that loud either, so okay, when you stop talking, it should wait longer before fading in. Okay, that's what we're gonna do next. So we're gonna add, like, because when people are vibe coding, like, not just me, but like, I feel like when everyone's vibe coding, like, you might speak for a minute. Like, you might speak for, say, I might speak for, say, like 5 minutes, and I have pauses. Like, I might pause for a second, think about something, and you see how the music kind of comes back too quickly? Like, we gotta fix that. So let's do that right now. There needs to be, wait, they called it something. They called it something up here. Well, what's the name of it? Like, they called it something. Fixing. Buffer, grace period. They called it a grace period. I think that's what they call it. There needs to be a longer grace period when I'm speaking. There should be a delay to allow before the music comes straight back in after the trigger of me speaking is hit. There should be some kind of delay. I also think that I want to add like I want to add a slider for the delay and the grace period, like, because some people talk really fast and some people talk really slow. And so if someone who talks really slow with a lot of pauses, like I do, I talk like that. I want a bigger grace period while I'm speaking. Or like a delay. I guess I like calling it a delay, but XQC, I guess, I don't know. A lot of people think I look like XQC. I've gotten that already a few different times when I'm streaming. Make it so the slider user can adapt it well, like for wait. Like, things should have a slider to make it wait for a second, 2 seconds. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing. So thank you for leaving a comment. All right. Okay, so here's the thing. I have my music app. I just think the name of this music app that we're making is so epic. Algorithm? Algorithm? I mean, this is just the best name for this app ever. Okay, so we updated the delay, so let's see if there's a delay. I don't know why it asks me for notifications every time. Maybe because it's rebuilding or something. I don't know. But the volume is so low. Oh, it's doing that thing again when it doesn't adjust the volume while I'm sliding it. So I had the song at like okay. So now every time I speak, it should lower the volume of the music by 80%, and then when I stop speaking, after a 2-second delay, it should come back. So let me see if I pause for a second, but then it keeps speaking, it still works. But let me try it again. It's kind of a long delay. Yeah, it's too long. The music should come back kind of quicker. So I think I'm gonna add a slider for how long the delay should be. And then we'll add that delay right below the trigger sound. I like a slider that tells me what the delay is currently set to, and I should be able to update that delay and how many seconds it's delaying. I also want to be able to go in increments of half seconds, and I want it to go from half a second to 5 seconds. I forgot to tell it where I wanted the sliders to be located. How much usage do you have right now? I'll check that in my second window. Alexander Forrest AI, thank you for joining into the stream. I appreciate everybody who leaves a comment and participates in what we're doing. Right now we're building a music player app and it just quit. That's why the music shut off, because it's rebuilding the application right now. And the main purpose for this music player app is what we're building is when I speak in this microphone, I want the music to be decreased in volume, and then when I stop speaking, I want the music to come back up in volume, so I can kind of like play music and speak at the same time while I'm vibe coding. And so for that purpose, it's like a vibe coding music player app, and it's called Algorithm. I have described it a few different times, but I figure since new people come in and out of the chat pretty frequently, it's probably worth it to say it every once in a while. What do you keep the delay to 1 second and then change how the audio plays back to fade in with 2 seconds, fade out, and 2 seconds? Yeah, I could change the fade and fade out, but I think I'm gonna leave the fade in fade out seconds the same amount. Currently it's set to like a half a second, but I could add a slider to actually change the amount that it fades into music and fades out the music. I need to increase my microphone volume because I feel that it's a bit quiet. I want to raise it up to like here, but last time I raised it up, let's do there. Is my microphone a little bit too loud? It's a little bit too loud now. Let's go 35. I want to be able to speak. I want you guys to be able to hear me. And sometimes I feel like my microphone is too quiet or something. Let's open up this. Okay, so we have the delay, we have the trigger, and we have the decreased volume by. I feel like the order of these needs to be changed, but let's test it out because the delay seemed like it was too long. So let's play some music. Let's play this song. Why is it always asking me for that? Okay, so let's decrease the volume by a lot. So like let's just make it like 90% for now, so we can actually tell that the music went away. Wait, why didn't the music come back? What's happening? Hello, testing. Does the music decrease when I speak? All of a sudden, it's not working anymore. All of a sudden, it's not working anymore. Hello, does the music decrease when I speak? Hello, testing. Okay, so it did work. Hello, does the delay change? Okay, it is working. But for some reason, it wasn't working for a second. Hello, I just want to check to see if the volume decreases while I'm speaking. I think the delay being at 0.5 is like the best setting. Honestly, I think any higher delay is going to be too long. So now I made it a 2-second delay, so it should come back in 2 seconds. Yeah, so delay, it's working fine. It's working totally fine. Yeah, it's working totally fine. The delay really should be 0.5 seconds though, because honestly, if it's anything above that, I feel like it's gonna be weird. This song is kind of cool, actually. Let's listen to this song. You like my transition I made? I feel like I have a better idea for transitioning my two things from going full screen to computer screen. I have an idea. So every time I speak, the music should decrease in volume, and then you should be able to hear me speaking a little better, and then it should come back up in volume. Hey, is that better? I just changed the volume of that switching. I want to know if the decrease in the volume when I switch scenes is better. Now it's barely anything. Okay, I'm gonna go up to like 25. Is it too loud? There's barely anything. I do have music playing right now, so it could be the music playing. Alright, let's start working on our okay. It's okay for now. As long as it's not too loud. I don't want it to be so loud. If it's too quiet, then it's alright. But let me start working on this app thing. I want like when I speak to be equal to the same sound as the music volume. And then when the music comes back, it's kind of the same volume, so that way it's like all equal out. Wow, this thing is working so well, actually. Like every time I speak, it lowers the volume and then it comes back. I think the trigger should be maybe at 30% instead of 20. Sometimes it doesn't come back if it doesn't notice something. Did you see that a couple times? Okay. What I want to do now is I want to make sure that by the way, you should add an overlay for text on the screen so you can write goals for the project or what I'm doing. Yeah, I definitely want to write what I'm doing because I think what are you building is the most common question that I get while I'm live streaming. And so I think this delay maybe might need to go up to 1 minute, 1 second, because seems to be a little bit too quick actually. I want there to be more adjustments available for this delay, so let me do every 0.1 second, or what is it called, a millisecond? How many milliseconds are in a second? Yeah, that's what I want it to be. And I want it to go up to like 5 or 3 seconds. for the delay, I want there to be more options, or I want it to go down to 0.1, and I want it to go all the way up to 3.0, and I want it to go in increments of like 0.1, 0.2, 0.3. I want it to go, instead of increments of 0.5 to 1 to 1.5, I'd rather have it be more incremental. Ah, that just lagged, dude. Right at the worst timing, dude. Just having a good time, you know. And then okay, my music gets cut out because I'm coding it. Like it has to close to rebuild, so the music closes out, and I literally love that song. That's like the best song in this whole playlist. And I was just vibing out. Come on, man. Come on, man. Gotta play that one again, I guess. Fast forward a little bit. Okay, this is a delay of 0.1 seconds, which is almost instantaneous. Now this is a delay of 2.0 seconds, so when I stop talking, the music should come back in 2 seconds. Wow, a 2 second delay. A 2 second delay is a long time. I didn't realize how long 2 seconds is. You should add a slider for how sensitive it is to the talking volume, so it's adaptive for different mics. Yeah, Soltis, you came in a little bit later, but what that is the trigger. So the trigger is actually doing that already. But the thing is I feel like percentage is the wrong indicator. This really shouldn't be a percentage. This should be like a dB level, like how much dB volume input or something is actually coming through in the signal of the microphone, instead of a percent sign. You know what I mean? So let's have it update that trigger slider. I want to remove this and add the actual percentage. And I feel like looking at OBS, I'm seeing that there is a volume indicator, and it goes from 0 is like the highest, and then it goes all the way down to minus 60 dB. So let's use that, and let's also kind of like add the styling to be looking like a microphone input. You know what I'm saying? I want to change the trigger label. It currently says 30%, but I would like to use the increments that are used on actual mixing boards. Like it uses more often a slider from negative 60 dB to 0, and I want to use those numeral indicators for the trigger, and I want the slider to be colored in the same color that volume indicators use. So for instance, you know how they show green and then it goes yellow and then red? I want that to be the color of the actual slider to indicate where the trigger should be located at. Okay, that should be way more like user friendly in the interface for this music player. Currently the volume is kind of low. I have it on a 2-second delay, so it should take 2 seconds for it to raise up. So it works, but this 2-second delay is way too long for like actually live streaming. I feel like a good setting for me is probably like, let's try 1 second. And also whenever the music it stops randomly completely is because it's rebuilding the project and then the actual app closes. Oh, so that's actually longer than 2 seconds? Okay, you see what I meant? You see what I meant by the app closes when it rebuilds the project. Vibe coding a music player. Oh, look at that. Awesome. The trigger 0 dB and then all the way down to minus 60 dB. That's what we wanted. And you want to know what? I need to move this. I want to move this below the mic input selector. So let's do that. Can you move the trigger slider to be below the microphone selection and input signal indicator? Dude, vibe coding is the coolest thing in the world. I'm never gonna stop vibe coding for the rest of my life, I swear. Hey bro, can you go into detail about the stack you're using to build this app? What's up, John? John, you were here yesterday, weren't you? This is a Mac application that's currently being coded in Swift, actually. And I'm getting weird messages from my live stream, so let me just read them really quickly. I don't know why I'm getting this heads up thing. What does that mean? What does that mean, dude? More info. This feature is only available partners, content manager. Ad channels. I'm not sure what this is telling me. Okay. All right, let's go back to coding. I think maybe one of the songs I keep playing is like copyrighted or something. I thought it wasn't, but maybe it is. I feel like I just got a notice from YouTube to like play a different song or something like that. But let me go to the app because it just quit out. The app that we're vibe coding right now. It's always asking me for access every time it rebuilds. I'm not sure why it does that every time. Okay, let's play our song. Hopefully it doesn't trigger some kind of YouTube thing. Let's fast forward a little bit. Okay, so every time I talk, it should lower and then it should come back when I stop talking. I think the input, this input trigger thing should be the same exact length as the input gain that's being adjusted. You see what I'm saying? Because I want it to be the same exact length, so I know where to put it at. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so let's go. Let's do let's say this. Wait a second. Let me look at it. The signal level indicator should equal the exact same length as the trigger slider, and it should also have the exact same coloring system as the trigger slider, from the green to the yellow to the red in the input signal. And also there should be labels for the input signal of what the actual input signal is at. So like underneath the input signal indicator, it should be going from negative 60 dB to 0, and it should indicate where to be able to tell where the current microphone input signal is stopping or starting. Okay, so that'll make it easier. You mentioned Swift. What else are you using in the stack? Honestly, this is just a Mac application. This is just a Mac application. So that's all that's really required. There's a local DB in the actual file system. Like there's a local database. That's the only other thing I'm using, but because I wanted to be able to save the music files and save the settings and where they're actually landing, and I probably should quit out of the app. Let's like set this to 35. Set this to, let's just leave everything to what it is, and I want to see if it saves when I just quit out of it. Let's see if it saves. And I swear, every time I do this, I quit out of this, and then I have to reopen it every time. And then this thing. My Mac is like overheating kind of right now, so. Okay, it does save. Oh, I see. It updated it. Okay, so now I can see how high my microphone is going up to. So if I talk really loud, it'll put my microphone all the way up, and then I can set the dB to when it triggers. There. So now every time I talk and it goes above 35 dB, it'll change the volume. Oh my gosh, this is so nice. By the way, are you on a new mic today? Yes, I am. The wind doesn't affect the mic as much. Yes, this is a Shure SMB microphone. I have it plugged in today. Yesterday, I was using my Mac computer and it was way worse. So today's a good day to be using it because we're creating this audio player, and this song, it just is never gonna. Okay, let's go. Okay, so now when I'm speaking, the volume should decrease, and then when I'm done speaking, after a 1 second delay, then the music should come back. Let's see if it works. It's working. It's working so well. Now the key is I just have to find some I have to find some more copyright free music to play while I'm streaming, because I wanted to be able to basically find a bunch of music that I like and then put it into this player, this algorithm music player, and then I can basically speak and talk and play music and just vibe code, and I don't have to worry about how loud the music is or whatever, because every time I speak, the volume just goes down on the music, and then it just makes my life so much easier. Have an indicator for the music volume, so it actually tells you volume live, like the thing you have for talking, you should have it for the music, so you can see when it works and when it's not working. So, oh yeah, I should have the volume go down and up with the music. Oh, right. Yeah, John, my previous application that I built, business, was B2B. It was B2B software application, but it was honestly, it could have been consumer facing too, though. It was like a Snapchat, kind of like for business type stuff. You know what I mean? It was very consumer product for businesses. So it was like, it could have easily been a consumer product in some aspects, but we were selling to businesses, so it was B2B, yeah. Okay, let's pause music for a second so I can focus. I've been having this music playing like all day today because I've been coding this app. And one of the things I want to do right now is I want to add a volume. I want to see the volume in the app go down and then back up. I want to see it. And currently I can't see the volume. So I have an input indicator for my microphone in the app, but I don't have like the same thing for the music playing. So I'd like to see that. So let's do that. Above the volume slider, I would like to add a indicator that shows the current music playing, much like the input level, the input signal I want almost the exact same type of thing, but for the music that's currently playing through the app, I want to be able to see the kind of output signal. I want to see that signal, and I want it to show the volume from an indicator of 0 to 100 on the output signal. And when the app decreases the actual signal automatically, it should also be reflecting in the output signal as well. Also, for the volume slider itself, there should be a number of what the volume is currently at. Like, for instance, it should say on the side if it's at like 80 or 90 or 70% volume on the side of the slider. The input or the output level gain indicator should be the exact same level as the volume slider. Actually, I didn't want to say level. I wanted to say length. My computer is doing so much work today. It's like crazy. Like every time the app rebuilds, like my computer, like I lose frame rates on the stream. Like literally. Let me read this chat. Nice. We should definitely connect. I manage a lot of top streamers, ClipX and stuff. Yeah, John, you seem like you're definitely a business person for sure. I think I'm pretty sure if you want to send me an email, just go to my YouTube channel and my email you should be able to send me an email actually. Also, if you want to just go to my Instagram, you could send me a message on Instagram. I'll be sure to check it after I'm done streaming if you want to do that. But anyways, I am super excited for this live streaming algorithm. I do not have a Discord server currently, but that is something I am interested in creating. So I can talk with people like one-on-one, direct message people, and see? Did you see me lose? I just lost frame rates right there on my screen. Look, my frame rates in OBS just went from like 30 to 10 for like 2 seconds because of when it like finishes building and running the application. For some reason, oh, you want to know why? It's because I have the application running and it kind of crashes. That's what it is. I have to maybe close out of the application instead of see every time I do that it kind of there it is. Wow, this music player thing is actually starting to look super legit. The output level is here. The volume percent is here. I don't really want it to say percent. I kind of just wanted to not have a percent sign on the volume number. The decrease by looks way too close. Like just from like a design perspective, it looks like there needs to be like space or something. The delay, maybe the delay needs to be below trigger. Yeah, that's what it is. Delay needs to go below trigger. Let's test it out. Let's test it out. I don't know why it's always asking me that. The output's working. It decreases when I talk. Dude, this is so cool. So every time I talk, the output goes down. Now I'm setting the delay to nothing, so there shouldn't be a delay when I stop talking. Now there should be a 2-second delay when I stop talking. The music should come back in 2 seconds. I think half a second is really good for the delay, honestly. I feel like the volume seems lower than I think. Like on OBS, I'm looking at my OBS and it says that the music is all the way in the yellow, and on my output on this little thing, it says it's way lower. I don't know, it seems like the volume of the music should be different. Or the volume of the output indicator seems like it should be higher values. That's what I'm saying. Okay, let me actually try to figure out what's going on here, and I'm gonna increase my delay to like a second. Maybe a second's better. I'm currently looking at the output volume on my computer of an application that I am building, and for some reason the output signal of a song, it's saying that it's at 24 on the output, but when I'm looking at my OBS signal, it's saying it's much more like all the way into the yellow, like it's like the music is blasting. So I'm just wondering why those two signals aren't congruent with each other. Like, shouldn't they both be showing the same level on the output signal? What's going on? Yeah, like when I'm speaking, it just... I don't know. I feel like in OBS, it's like your music is really, really loud, and then in my app, it's like it's barely even playing. Depends how it's coded. Yeah, it's not coded. The volume, the output indicator, the input indicator seems to be coded maybe correctly. I'm not sure. Input. Hello. Test. I don't know. The input seems to be correct, but the output seems to be incorrect. It's incredibly common to run into this issue, and it usually boils down to two main culprits: different meter scales or gain staging discrepancies somewhere along your audio routing chain. OBS uses DBFS, decimal related full scale. This is an algorithmic scale where 0 is the absolute digital maximum before clipping. In OBS, the green light's typically up to -dB. The gain stage channel. If the music is absolutely blasting compared to your app, it should be you might accidentally duplicate the signal. No, it definitely didn't duplicate the signal. That's not what's happening. This is a logarithmic scale. Is typically everything up to -0B in the yellow zone, the ideal sweet spot. How do I get my app to match the OBS output level? Like I just want it to be reading the output signal the exact same. Like I'm not an audio engineer. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong except the Claude might miscalculate it. Just ask Claude. Yeah, I know. I could ask Claude to just do it. Like, don't get me wrong. But, like, I want to know. Like, because I want to understand the reason your app says 24 while OBS is up in the yellow is a classic case of math working exactly as intended, just in two different languages. If your app is measuring raw linear amplitude where 0 is silence and 10 is maximum digital amplitude, the volume of 24 means your signal is at 24% capacity. If we convert that 24 linear amplitude to logarithmic dBFS scale decibels relative to full scale that OBS uses, in OBS the yellow live. Okay, convert linear amplitudes to, okay, this is what we want to do. This is it. We want to convert linear amplitudes to dBFS. Okay, let's do this. I would like to convert the output signal that's all I'm gonna say, because I'm gonna copy and paste this. Wait. Please convert linear amplitude to dBs for the output signal. Wait, let me just speak this. The output signal, wait a second. Please convert linear amplitude to dBs for the output signal and the input signal. That's it. I'm feeling really confident about that. What we're coding today is this. It's a music player app for vibe coding, so when you speak, the volume of the music decreases, and then when you stop speaking, the music increases, and that's what's happening right now. Application crashed because it's rebuilding the app. That's why the music stopped. So let's go into the it should be finished. Let's just verify everything is finished, and output signal should be updated. So let's go in there and check it out. It always asks me for permissions like every time. Okay, let's see if this is updated correctly. Oh, it seems to be working. Let me check my OBS while I'm watching my OBS signals while I'm doing this. Hello, does the microphone does the music decrease while I am speaking? Okay, it's working. It's definitely working, and I like the delay of 1 second. Also, I feel like the input gain is now more accurate as well. Or the input signal. I sometimes peak on my OBS though. Dude, this is so sick. Vibe coding is the coolest thing in the world. Honestly, it's the coolest thing in the world. It would have took me at least a month to code everything I just coded today within this stream. How long have I been streaming today? It would have took me a month to code this. Why is the output showing me dBs though? I don't feel like outputs usually go off dBs, do they? Oh, maybe it does. Maybe it does actually. Let's move the delay down to the bottom because I feel like it's too squished up there at the top. Can you move the delay slider down below trigger, and can you change the blue background to red? Let me read chat really quickly. It probably won't get it perfectly since it has the math and the code to do it. To make it input, it takes from output. When taking output, it gets input. So dB from both, I assume. Yeah, because this is like... I feel like this is like a software engineering standpoint. This is a audio engineer. Like I bet you audio engineers figured out all this stuff and they coded it in. It's been like this for probably ever since they figured out how to get audio into computers, and ever since they figured out how to do that, it's probably just been like this ever since. And I mean, I've never learned about how audio is input into computers and out of computers and everything like that, but we're learning today. I mean, I know a little bit about audio because I did a video application. I coded a video application solely by myself, but I didn't have to learn like super depth. I didn't have to go super in depth into audio engineering to do it though. How your other app going? My other app is going really good. It's I didn't work on it today, but like the way in which I ended it yesterday was, I was super happy with it and I'm really excited about it. So I just honestly I was looking for music before I started the stream today, and then I was like, oh, I need a way to play music that's copyright free on my computer so I don't have to stream music, and I know that everything is not going to like trigger copyright claims, except I think I might have triggered a copyright claim maybe because I got like a weird like message from YouTube while I was streaming. So I'm not sure if one of the songs on this playlist is not copyright free, but I've searched up copyright free music, so why would it trigger that? That's kind of weird. So I probably should stop playing the music that I have downloaded just for safety. But I feel like YouTube allows YouTube channels to play music from anywhere. It's just you don't make any money from the ad revenue, right? I'm not sure how it works. I feel like they should allow it for the most part, though. You just might get a copyright claim or something. Okay, let's check it out because it just, oh, it updated the actual play icon to red. That's kind of cool though. But why did it update it updated everything to red? I didn't want everything to be red. Do you guys like the red though? It's actually not bad. I don't know. I didn't say to do that, but I actually think it just made a good mistake. What do you guys think? I feel like that's actually kind of dope. I like the red. It looks nice. Whoa, it actually looks really nice. I think I'm gonna leave it. Why is the volume going like that? Like every time I speak, the volume thing turns red. Do you see that? Does that mean it's being triggered by the trigger? Dude, this is the coolest thing ever. Gosh. I can't believe we coded this today. I cannot believe we coded this today. All in one day. Dude, vibe coding is insane. I'm just thinking of ways we can improve it right now. I think I want to change the volume indicator to say talking when it knows it's talking. Or should I make it in the trigger? Add a mic icon and then have it switch colors. Yeah, the mic icon next to the right here. That was the weirdest thing ever. I was just trying to explain something I could just click on. I totally forget that you guys can see my screen sometimes. Right here. I should have this mic turn green or red. Probably. I think I should turn this green when it indicates speaking, and I should have this say talking. When the microphone trigger is triggered, then the little mic icon next to the input select should turn green, and the volume label on the volume slider should change to talking, and the ability to change the volume during that time should be grayed out, and the volume indicator on the slider should show you the volume that it decreased by. So the slider should go to the actual position that it decreased by, but it should be grayed out, and the label should say talking where the volume label is located. Okay, I think that's a really good idea. I'm just wondering if my settings are good. Like, can you guys hear when I'm talking in the music? Does the music go down to a good level right now? And then when it comes back, does it go up to a good level? I'm just wondering. Like, is the music too loud? Or too, when I start talking? That's what I'm wondering. Okay, the application just crashed. Okay, so you're saying should be a bit lower when you're talking. That's what I wanted to know, because I felt like I was talking over the music, and this whole app is so that I don't have to talk over music. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to hear. It's hard to hear everything that's going on while live streaming. Honestly, it's like you need like a professional mixer while you're live streaming. That's why thank you, chat. I really appreciate you, Soul, or Soltis. I sometimes forget how to say it. Oh, there it goes. Hello, it's working. Grayed out. Let's see if I can move the slider when it's on. No, I can't move the slider. Oh, that's so dope. That's so dope. Look at that. Look at that. Every time I talk, the volume slider goes to talking and it goes to grayed out. You can't move it. Doesn't let me move it left or right. And the mic right here goes to green. So it indicates that, hey, you're talking, you can't change the volume right now. You're not talking, you can change the volume. Oh, this is so fire. And it should decrease by 80%. So let's raise it to 100%. It should go to 20%. Yep. But the volume doesn't go to 20% because remember we changed before everything. We changed that the volume slider was on like a scale because the volume slider is on like a weird scale because I thought that the volume wasn't changing properly, and so I changed it. But maybe we should change it back. The mic should be bigger icon. It looks too small, you think? I mean, everything is a little bit small right now, honestly. I feel like the labels and like a lot of stuff could be updated so it's not so small. It looks like also like some of the other things I want to change is like the list of songs. I feel like I'd like to be able to like change the name because these are all just the file names. I don't know. Maybe it would be nice to like change the name. Gosh, this is so fire. I can't believe this is working so well. Like, it's working so well. Let's play a dope ass song. The intro song. Let's play the intro song. I found this song. Well, actually, before we play a song, I kind of want to show you guys something. Because we vibe coded this algorithm music player for live streaming, and it's working so well, and I'm so happy about it. I want to show you guys what I found today, which is this video of Rick Rubin, and like this was like posted as like a vibe coding thing, like this is me vibe coding or whatever, and like you guys gotta see this.
Know how to work a soundboard?
No. I have no technical ability, and I know nothing about music.
Oh shit, sorry.
You must know something.
Well, I know what I like and what I don't like, and I'm decisive about what I like and what I don't like.
So what are you being paid for?
Oh my god. I totally screwed this up.
Confidence that I have in my taste
My thing is
and my
so
ability
lame.
to express what I feel
What is happening right
has
now,
proven helpful.
Let's restart this. Let's restart this. I went full screen on you guys, and then when I went full screen, I wanted to check to see if it was working properly, and now my computer's going in slow motion. Like, look at, there's my live stream stats if you want to see them. Okay, let's go here. Okay, let's watch this. Let's try this again. Look at this. So imagine he's saying this as like a vibe coder, because this is what people are talking about from like a vibe coding standpoint.
Know how to work a soundboard?
No. I have no technical ability, and I know nothing about music.
You must know something.
Well, I know what I like and what I don't like, and I'm decisive about what I like and what I don't like.
So what are you being paid for?
The confidence that I have in my taste and my ability to express what I feel has proven helpful for artists.
My ability to I know what I like, and I'm decisive about what I like, and it's proven to be helpful for coders. And that's why we have this app, our music algorithm. Okay, so this is Rick Rubin's book that he wrote about vibe coding, and it's The Way of Code, the timeless art of vibe coding, based on Lao Tzu, which if you guys have not read the Tao Te Ching, I would definitely recommend you should read that. So this, I'd love to like go and like read this right now a little bit. It's kind of long, but we don't have to read the whole thing, but like we can have like our AI lady read it for us. Hopefully. I don't know, maybe not.
Each encounter I've had with Lao Tzu has pointed to something new, almost as if the book changes with every reading. I first picked up Stephen Mitchell's translation 40
Okay,
years
screw
ago
this.
at the
We're not
Bodhi.
having AI read this. I'm gonna read it. Let's not do that. So, I'm not sure if you read the Tao Te Ching, but it's basically about like the way the way of life, like how to approach living life. And Rick Rubin wrote this book just for vibe coders, basically, and it's like a play off of that book. The code that can be named is not the eternal code. The function that can be defined is not the limitless function. The nameless is the original of earth, of heaven and earth. The named is the mother of 10,000 things. Free from desire, you see essence unformed. Caught in desire, you see only the manifestations. These two spring from the same source, but differ in the name only. This model is the mystery, the gateway to all understanding. Disable this. When we recognize code as elegant, other code becomes sloppy. When we praise efficiency, the notion of waste is born. Being and non-being create each other. Simple and complex define each other. Long and short determine each other. Can you guys read this, or am I blocking it? Is my screen blocking it? Let me move my screen so you can actually see the thing that we're doing here. Long and short determine each other. High and low distinguish each other. Front end and back end follow each other. Therefore, the vibe coder builds without laboring and instructs by a quiet example. Things arise and he accepts them. Things vanish and he lets them go. He holds without claiming possession, creates without seeking praise, accomplishes without exception. The work is done and then forgotten. That is why it lasts forever. Dude, this is so cool. If you praise the programmer, others become resentful. If you cling to possessions, others tempt to steal. If you awaken envy, others suffer in turmoil of heart. The vibe coder leads by emptying the mind of exception and filling up the soul by releasing ambition and embracing the unknown. Free from intellect, free from abstraction, the vibe coder leads all things back to the natural self-sufficiency. Do by not doing, and therefore there is nothing that cannot be done. Empty yet indistinguishable, fathomless and eternal source is the ancestor of elegant patterns. It soothes sharp logic, unravels the knot of control. It softens the glare of complexity and merges with every challenge. Code flows effortless from its depths. It is unseen yet always present. I do not know its origins. Heaven and earth came later. It is other than God. He's talking about vibe coding. Heaven and earth are imperial, and they see the 10,000 things they are as they are. The vibe coder is impartial. He sees the program as it is. The space between input and the mind is like a bellows, empty and yet infinitely capable. The more you allow it, the more it produces. The more you speak of it, the less you understand. Stillness runs the machine. Hold fast to the silent center. So cool. I'm so glad he wrote this book. For any of you who don't know who Rick Rubin is,
And I know nothing.
he's like one of
Know
the
how-
most famous people for making the most like popular music of all time. Basically, like he's made so much music that people listen to. It's insane. And he wrote this about vibe coding, basically because he saw how cool it was. The spirit of the valley never dies. She is the premonitory feminine, her womb, the root of heaven and earth, her fertility always present. Use it, it will never fail. Heaven and earth last forever, eternal. They transcend birth and death. The network endless because it does not live for itself. The vibe coder stays behind. That is why he's ahead. He's detached, thus at one with all. Through selfless action, he is perfectly fulfilled. The highest goal is like water. Water nourishes the 10,000 things that, without effort, it seeks low places others look down upon. Thus, it's in harmony with the source. In design, remain simple. In thought, embrace depth. In relation, be kind. In leading, be just. In work, be competent. In action, consider timing. Find contentment in others, your true self. Be without ambition, envy, or need to fit in. No force, just grace. And all is done in peace. Peace, baby. Fulfill your cup with the brim, and it will spill. Over sharpen your blade, and it will be dull. Chase after worldly fortune, and no one can protect it. Care about others' approval, and you become their prisoner. When your work is done, log off and detach. This is the way of heaven. Can you remain present and focused while retaining an open, receptive mind? Can you remain centered and still until clarity arises alone, unattended? Love your project and lead without controlling. Do nothing and allow all things to be done. Create without possessing, work without expectations. This is the highest realization of being. 30 spokes join in the hub, but the wheel's usefulness depends on the emptiness at the center. Clay forms a vessel, but its capacity to contain depends on the emptiness inside. We build walls with windows and doors, but the utility of the room depends on the emptiness that's within inside of it. Therefore, we enjoy the fullness of existence, but find usefulness in the space between. There is something in emptiness. That's what he's saying. The 5 colors blind the eye. The 5 sounds deafen the ear. The 5 flavors dull the taste. Thoughts weaken the mind. Craving withers the heart. The vibe coder attends to the inner, not the outer. He allows things to come and go, and his heart is open to the sky. Success is as dangerous as failure. Hope is as hollow as fear. What does it mean success is as dangerous as failure? Whether you go up or down the ladder, your position is unsteady. Rest both feet on the ground to find balance and stability. What does it mean hope is as hollow as fear? Hope and fear are both illusionary. Each arise in consideration of the body. When you don't see yourself as the body, when you have nothing to fear, you see the universe as self. Hold faith in the way things are. Revere all under heaven, and you too can remain present forever for everything. Wow, this is long. How long is this? we're on number 14. This is like this is a whole book basically he wrote. So essentially this is Rick Rubin. You guys can check this out. Just go to the wayofthecode.com. I guess I'm not gonna read the whole thing because it's like an entire book. But this is basically his contribution to vibe coding, essentially. And people are just kind of making a meme of it because they're taking what he's like talking about in interviews, and it's so hilarious because he actually has like done so well for his career and everything, and he's basically like saying like the most value I added to the songs I created was this.
Know how to work a soundboard?
No, I have no technical ability, and I know nothing about music.
You must know something.
Well, I know what I like and what I don't like, and I'm decisive about what I like and what I don't like.
So what are you being paid for?
The confidence that I have in my taste and my ability to express what I feel has proven helpful for artists.
So I mean, it's so valuable because that is really true. Like, what is art? Art is really the ability to pick and choose what you like and what you don't like, and your taste is different than someone else's, and because of what you make is going to be what you end up making is going to be different than someone else ends up making, and other people are going to appreciate you for who you are. And so it's okay to be different, and like that is what art is. Art is just like expressing yourself to the fullest and just choosing what you like. And then that's like what basically Claude Code and what AI allows you to do is basically like choose what you like and what you want to do, and like it just basically gets all the coding and the typing out of the way. Like, I don't want to type all the code, I don't want to do all this, but I still want to make a software application, I still want to make an app, I still want to make a website, I still want to do all this stuff. And like the real art is coming down to what are you deciding to choose to make, and like what are you deciding to leave out and make more important in basically like that is the essence of vibe coding. The essence of vibe coding is exactly like creating music. You're creating music now, and that's why it's a vibe, because you don't have to spend days and months getting to the end project. You can do it within one day. You can make a whole music app that can play music like I did today and have it run code that never existed before, and it's working right now. Like look at it. And then when I talk, the music should go down so that you can hear me. Everything is working perfectly. Like the music goes down so well, and then I come back and the music comes back. I want to adjust the volume slider so that it's not right now it currently doesn't go from 0 to 100 like gradually. It's very like haphazard, so I need to update that and fix it. Let's play a song again. I want to see if the audio meter for this is the same as this right here, because I had to change the decibels. Here we go. Convert linear amplitude to this. I think I need to do this for the volume slider as well. So let me ask this. Would be converting the linear amplitude to dBFS also be beneficial for the volume slider? Because I was having issues with the volume slider earlier that felt like it wasn't adjusting the volume properly. My computer is lagging a little bit. I feel like with all of the things I've been doing today, my computer is overheating or something. I'm not sure if it's because of the app that we're developing. Let's look at our activity monitor and see if our app is the one that's causing the computer to overheat. Our app is using a lot of CPU power to be able to do this mic monitoring or something like that. If I pause the music, let's see if the CPU usage goes down. Because honestly, it should not be using this much. Our music app should definitely not be using this much CPU percentage. Like 57? That's so high. That's more than OBS is using. That doesn't make any sense actually at all. So we need to fix this. It's got to be more efficient. There's got to be a more efficient way, honestly. I might have to have Fable. I think I'm going to have Fable do some kind of review of this app to check what's going on. If the volume slider was mapped linearly, you probably noticed that moving it between 50 and 100% barely made a difference, while moving it caused the volume to completely drop off a cliff. Yeah, this is exactly what I was doing. Okay, so I need to do this. I need to do this to the volume indicator too. Okay, I have to quit out of this app. It is totally lagging my system. So we're running into an issue with our vibe coding music player where it's using like 50% of our CPU usage on our computer, on the Mac computer, on my computer. So we're gonna have to figure out what's going on with that. But first, before we do that, I want to update the volume slider to be converting to linear amplitude. For the volume slider, I want it to be able to match the output gain signal and how it's being calculated I want it. I don't want it to be able to. Please convert the linear amplitude to dBFS for the volume slider. I think that's all I have to say. Honestly, like I don't think I have to say. Like I don't think I have to say anything other than that. It's amazing what you say to Claude and how it can be interpreted. Like sometimes you could break things if you say things like weird. That's all I want to say. And then we have to figure out why it's using so much CPU. How long have I been streaming for? I feel like I've been streaming for a long time, so let me go to let me go. Okay, guys, I am going to get off the stream. I'm going to finish these couple things and go get some food, and I'll see you tomorrow. I'm super excited to get everything up and running and working again. And I'm excited to work on my previous app that I was working on yesterday. But I'll be back here again tomorrow 100%. Vibe coding is the future. So